Hello and welcome to the server-side tracking tutorial. So today I'm going to walk you through a step-by-step process on how to implement server-side tracking, or which is also called Facebook Conversion API or the Facebook KPI using Google Tag Manager. So in this tutorial, you will be learning how to implement it using Google Tag Manager along with Google Analytics 4. So starting with the basics, so the purpose of server-side tracking uh, is to ensure the data is tracked correctly. Because of the latest iOS 14 updates, there are issues with the cookies, the browser cookies especially, where a user can opt out from tracking his activity on the browser. So to overcome this issue, we have the server-side tracking where we send data through server from website using Google Tag Manager to multiple tools like Google Analytics and Facebook Business Manager, or you can also send the same data to TikTok Ads Manager or even Google Ads. So in this tutorial, we are going to implement Facebook Conversion API. So to implement the Facebook Conversion API, I have a test website here. I will be implementing Facebook Conversion API on this website. And to do the implementation, you need few things. The first thing you should have is you should have Google Tag Manager implemented on the website, and then you should have access to Google Analytics. If you have admin access, that will be great. Then you should have business admin access to Facebook Business Manager, and then we are going to use an external server, which is step.io. So there are multiple servers you can use. You can either use your own server, but that's a complicated process. So we have Step, and we have another option, which is Google Cloud Platform. So Google Cloud Platform is uh, a bit tricky to implement when it comes to the implementation through Google Tag Manager. And when it comes to step.io, it's pretty easy. The steps we have for step is pretty easy, and we can easily implement the conversion API. So what you should need, you should have a Google Tag Manager container. You should be admin of this Google Tag Manager container. You should have admin access to Google Analytics. You should have admin access to Facebook Business Manager, and you should have a Step account. So let's get started. So when we talk about the Facebook Conversion API or the server-side tracking, there is a specific um, function that is called event deduplication. So event deduplication works like, for example, if we want to send a page view from website to Facebook, we are going to send a page view from the browser as well as from the server. So the same page view event should have a unique event ID. So this unique event ID is used to deduplicate the events. So for example, if we are sending data from browser and we are also sending data from server, the same unique event ID, when it receives on the Facebook end, it if the event ID matches, then Facebook deduplicates or Facebook removes this event coming from server side. If Facebook doesn't receive the same event with the same event ID from browser, in that case, it considers the server-side event. So let's get started. And first of all, we will implement uh, uh, unique event ID inside Google Tag Manager. So to do that, you can simply download the unique event ID variable template from GitHub. You can search on Google for this, or we will add this link to this video. First of all, you have to download as zip. So once it's downloaded, you gotta go to your files and extract it. Once it's extracted, you have to go back to your Google Tag Manager container and then navigate to templates. In this template section here, create a new variable template and then import the unique event ID variable. So from here, we have downloaded this, and inside this, once you extract this unique event ID zip file, you will get a folder. Inside there are multiple files, but the one that you need is the template.tpr. So we are gonna open this template here, agree, and the name is unique event ID, and we will save it. So once this is saved, you close this and go back to the variable section and create a user-defined variable. And select the variable configuration as unique event ID, the one that we have imported, the custom template. Select it and save it. Once you save it, you have unique event ID variable name. It's okay, you can save it. Now we have saved this. We go back to the tags and then navigate to Facebook Business Manager. And from Facebook Business Manager, we go to Events Manager, where your Facebook pixel is. So this is your Events Manager, where you can see all the data coming from Pixel. The Pixel is collecting data from website and is also collecting data from browser as well as from server. So as you can see that we have one Facebook pixel here. We go to data sources and you can see the pixels here. So in case you don't have a pixel, you can simply click on create a connected data source, click on web, click continue, click name of the pixel and click create to, for example, let's say we create, this is a test pixel because we already have the pixel here. So just for anyone who doesn't know how to create a pixel, we will type in the name of the pixel and then continue, and then next here we will enter the website URL and click check and click next, and then you have just select meta pixel only, next, and then close this. You have the pixel here. So I'm gonna implement this pixel here, the one that I already have. So this pixel doesn't have any data yet, but I'm gonna implement it. So what you need for now is just go to click here. As you can see that there is an ID. So this is the Facebook pixel ID. The pixel ID is unique. So just copy this pixel ID from here and then go back to Google Tag Manager. Inside the tags, need to click create a new tag in the tag configuration. Go to template gallery and then search for Facebook. So here, just search for Facebook and select this Facebook pixel archive. Take template, add to workspace, and then add it. Okay, so here we need to add the pixel ID that we copied from Events Manager. Or you can also create a variable for this so that you can use it on other tags as well. So I'm going to create a constant variable. Inside I will put the pixel ID and I will rename this as pixel ID. And then I will save this. Once this is saved, the event we are going to implement, the first event that we are going to implement is standard page view event. So the page view event goes on all pages of the website. You have to scroll down and click more settings, and inside the event ID, you have to add the unique event ID variable that we created in the previous step. And on the triggering option, we will select the all page view trigger. So this will fire this page view event on all pages of the website. And we will rename this to Facebook base pixel, and it goes on all pages. And you can also create a folder here. You can name the folder as Facebook pixel, create, and then save it. So this Facebook base pixel will go on all pages of this website. So the next thing is that next we are going to implement an event, a standard event, which is view content. So we are going to implement the view content on the home page. So anybody visiting the home page, there will be a view content event. So I will just simply duplicate this tag, copy this tag, I will remove this, and I will rename the tag as FP event view content, and then click the tag configuration from the standard page view. I will change this to view content, and I will don't change anything here. This is unique event ID is already here. So I'm gonna add a different trigger for this. I will create a new trigger. The trigger name will be view content, and this view content will go on whenever someone visits the home page. This should fire. So I will select some page views and then page path. This should equal /. This means that Whenever someone visits the home page, we will have a view content event. And then I will save this, save it again, save the tag. Right. After that, we are going to implement our second event, which is lead event. The lead event. So to do that, I will open this view content event and then I will copy this. Again, I will rename this from view content to lead, and then from here, standard event, I will change this to lead. And then I will remove this and I will create a new trigger for lead, and I will inspect this button to see if this button has a unique event, a unique ID or a unique class name. So once you inspect this, you can see here, this is the button, and if you check this button, here we have a unique class name, which is sender form button or submit button. We can copy any of these class name, and then I will go to Google Tag Manager, trigger configuration, then all elements, some clicks, and then I will go to choosing built-in variables. From here, I will turn on click classes. Whenever click classes contain submit button, so this submit button, this event should fire. And then I have copied this. And I will save this. So next, the next step is that after submitting this form, let's say we submit this form, test, 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 and submit. I will enter some dummy details, and once this is submitted, it takes me to the submit confirmed event page. So on this page, I want to record an event that is submit application. So I go back to Google Tag Manager and I'll duplicate this tag, copy, and then I will duplicate and rename it submit application. And from here, I will change this submit application. And then here, I will rename this to submit application. And then this is a page view event because I want to have a submit application whenever someone visits the submit confirmed page. So I'll select some pages, and page path contains submit confirmed. And then I will save this. So until now, we have implemented Facebook Pixel on the browser side. So the next step is to implement the Pixel on the server side. So to do that, we go to admin here. From here, you should have admin access. If you don't have admin access, you will not be able to create another container. So what we do is we create another container, and we select the container type as server, and we will rename this as server container. We are using step. You can rename this according to whatever you want. So from here, select manually provision tagging server, and then you need to go to step account. Once you log into step account, and scroll down to recent GTM containers and click create container. And then in the container name, you can enter the website name. That is Public Homes. And then you have to copy this. You can close this, and then you go back to step and paste this code here. And then you have to select the server location. So inside here, you can select a location that is nearest to your country or nearest to the location that you're doing business in. So for example, if I'm doing business in Europe, I will select either Germany or Finland or Belgium, or if I am in US, I can select Iowa, South Carolina, or based on the location. So for this purpose, I'm going to select Belgium, and then I will create container. So you don't need to upgrade this for now. And with the step.io, you can use up to 10,000 requests per month for free. So I'm just not going to upgrade this for now. So in the free version, you can send up to 10,000 requests per month. So what you need to do here is scroll down and you need to copy this link, tagging server URLs. Once you copy this link, go back to Google Tag Manager and then go back to admin section. You are in the Google Tag Manager server container. So inside here, go to container settings and then add URL and then paste this URL and save it. So once this is saved, go back to workspaces and then I'm switching back to the Google Tag Manager browser container or web container. So from here, I'm going back to the tags. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to send data from the browser container to server container. So to do that, I'm going to use Google Analytics 4. So let's see how we can implement Google Analytics 4 to send data from web container to browser container. So click on the tag configuration, select the Google tag here, which is a new tag introduced in Google Tag Manager. And then you go back to the Google Analytics account, GA4 property, click on data streams. And from the data streams, you need to click here in the web, and you have to copy the measurement ID. So once the measurement ID is copied, come back to Google Tag Manager and inside the tag ID, enter the tag ID. And click on configuration settings, add a parameter, and then send page view, add a parameter, send page view that is true. And then into the server container URL, the server container URL should be this one, the one you have created in step. Copy it and paste it here. So we are going to send the data from web container to server container. That's why we are entering the server container URL. After that, click on shared event settings and then add a parameter here. Name the parameter as event ID and then select the unique event ID parameter because we are going to send the same unique event ID to server as well as from browser. So the trigger will be all pages and then rename this tag as GA4 config all pages, and you can create a new folder here for GA4 and create. So the benefit of having a folder is that we have to look at here. We have folder for Facebook pixel tags and then for GA4 tags. If you go to folder section here, you will have three different folders. One is for Facebook pixel. In here, you have the tags related to Facebook pixel. Inside GA4 folder, you have tags related to GA4. Let's get back to tag section here. We have implemented the basic base configuration code, the GA4. Now we have to implement the same events. We implement it on Facebook pixel in Google Analytics 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this tag, the GA4 tag. I will rename this GA4 event lead. And then I'm going to change the tag type to Google Analytics GA4 event, and then I will enter the measurement ID here. That is from here. Copy it and paste it. And then I'm renaming the event to generate lead. So this generate lead is similar to the lead event that we have added for Facebook pixel. And we go to events parameter here, and then we add an event parameter that is event ID. And then we will add unique event ID here. That's it for this, and we will save this. One more thing that you can do is, if you want to add another parameter for event deduplication in Facebook Pixel, you can add another parameter that is external ID. So I'm gonna copy it from here. I have add this parameter, and then here we can create a first party cookie that is underscore GA. We can name that external ID. We can send the GA ID as an external ID. So Facebook will use both this event ID and external ID for event deduplication purpose. So you have to save this, and then we will do the same for the Google Analytics config here. I'm going to add external ID. Let's implement view content and sublet application events as well. We will copy this event, and then I will rename this event from lead to view item. And then select the view content trigger here, and then I will save this. And then for submit application, I will again copy one of the tag, then move this view item to submit application. This is a custom event, not identifiable in the GA4. That's why I entered the submit application. And I will select the submit application here. So let's revisit the Facebook Pixel events, and then we will add external ID as well. I will click on and enable in advanced matching here, and then in the custom information data parameters, I will select external ID, and then I will add the external ID. So we have event ID and external ID. These both will be used for event deduplication purpose. And then I will do the same on all the Facebook Pixel tags. External ID, and then we have external ID. We will do the same for the lead event. Enable advanced matching, customer information. From here, we'll select external ID, save it. Facebook Pixel all pages. I will go enable external ID. So we are almost done with the browser side settings. Now we have to implement these tags in server container. I will go to server container, click on the tags, click a new tag, select the tag configuration, go to tag template. We are going to implement the Facebook Pixel first. So we will select the Facebook API tag provided by Facebook Incubator. Add this. So we have Pixel ID, it requires Pixel ID, so we are going to copy the Pixel ID. And then API access token. To get the API access token, go to settings, scroll down, and click here, generate access token. This will take a moment to generate the access token. We will wait for this. Okay, so we have here the API access token. Here to copy this and add it here. Test event code. This is for testing purpose. You have to go to test events, confirm, choose this option and copy the test ID and add it here. From the triggering option, create a new trigger, trigger configuration, custom, and some custom. Then click on choose built-in variables. From here, we will select the client name. The client name is GA4. We are using GA4. Save this, and then we rename this as GA4 client. Save this. Then we can rename this tag as Facebook KP. That is the conversion API. And so this will send data from Facebook server side to events manager, server container to events manager, and then we will have to implement Google Analytics 4 as well. So just copy this, implement it here, and you don't have to choose anything. Just select the trigger, then GA4 server side. Save this. So you are almost done. So it's time for testing. So let's do testing. So to do that, you have to preview the server container. Click on the preview. This is your server container preview mode. And then we have to go to the web container as well. And then here we have everything ready. So we will click on preview because we need to test. We need to make sure that everything is working fine before we publish the GTM container. So what I'm going to do here is enter the website URL. From here, I want to test the same events in Google Analytics 4 as well. So I will navigate to debug view inside Google Analytics 4. And then here I am in the test events mode. Then I will enter the URL here and connect. So you have the GA4 debug mode open. You have Facebook Business Events Manager debug mode open. So we will gonna see here if the things we implemented is correct or have some issues. So now we have implemented the Facebook pixel here. Let's see, we have Facebook pixel, all these fired. Okay, what we need to do here is here for event lead. So I have to change this trigger to lead. It was firing on the home page by mistake, so I will preview it again. Okay, now everything is ready. So you can also test the Facebook pixel inside the browser here. We have the page view event, which is firing on all pages of the website, and then we have the view content event, which is firing on the home page. So we can test it in Events Manager here. As you can see that we have few events coming in here. So ignore all these video progress or user engagement events for now. We have to focus on view content and page view event. Let's see if these are fired here. On the view item, we have the Facebook API tags successfully fired, and then we have GA4. On the page view, these were successfully fired. So in here, let's see GA4. I will reload this to make sure that this works fine. I'll go to the website and I will just reload this page. We have the page view and view content event firing. Page view and view content. Let's wait for the data to come from server. You can see the unique event ID associated with each event. So as you can see that the same page view event is received from browser as well as from server. So since the unique event ID is same, this is deduplicating the page view event coming from server side. And again, the same for this view content event. As you can see that view content event is coming from browser as well as from server. So in this case, the server side event is deduplicated. That means it is removed. In cases where this same event doesn't record from the browser, in that case, Facebook considers the event received from server. So this means that the view content and page view events we implemented are working correctly. Let's go to the another event. Let's go test the lead event which fires on the submit button. So I will just enter some dummy details here. I'll submit this. And let's see if the submit button worked or not. Meanwhile, we are on the submit confirm page. So here we can see the submit application is fired. On the thank you page, we can verify it here. These are basically the GA4 events. GA4 collects some user engagements by default. So these are those events. So we can remove that. We will remove this in a while. So we are just waiting for the submit application event. As you can see that here, the submit application event is received from the server as well as from the browser. So here the server side event is deduplicated, is removed. And Facebook only consider the event coming from browser side. So let's go back to Google Tag Manager and let's see why the lead event is not fired. Scroll down, maybe scroll down here. We'll go back to the page where the form is. So in here I am. You can test this if in case it doesn't work for you. And I will show you how you can test it, how you can get the. So let's say I click this button and go to. Let's see if this is not inside an iframe, because if the form is inside an iframe, then we are unable to track the buttons. Okay, so here you can see that this form is built inside an iframe, so which is preventing GTN to work. So in this case, we are unable to track the submit button because this form is inside an iframe. So let's check some other thing here. We will go to contact us page. In here, let's see if this form is also inside an iframe. So this is also not able to track. So let's do another event here instead of the lead event firing on the submit button. Instead of that, We but the button click is not working because it's inside the iframe, so we cannot track that at the moment. So instead of that, I will implement this um, WhatsApp button click. So instead of that from, we will change this lead event to fire from on button click. We will change this to whenever someone clicks on this WhatsApp button. So the WhatsApp button has the URL api.whatsapp.com. So we will go to Google Tag Manager here, change the tag type, trigger type from to links because this is a link. So here we will change the built-in URL from class to click URL. This should be whenever there is a link containing api.whatsapp.com, whenever this is clicked, it will trigger a lead event. So let's preview this. So here, so the tag assistant is ready. We will scroll down to the bottom of this page. Here, I will click the WhatsApp button. This was not ready. I will just go back here. Make sure, okay, link click here we have, on the link click we have the Facebook event lead is fired, and then we can track this inside here. We will check the events coming in GA4 as well. So here you can see all these events are coming here. View item is for the view content. And then we have the page view. And then we should also have the submit application, which will record in a while. And here I just scroll down to find the lead event. As you can see, the lead event is firing here. It is capturing from the browser as well as from the server side. And the server event is deduplicated because the event ID is same for the server and the browser event. So what we're going to do next is, for example, if you don't want these custom events to be recorded inside Facebook Events Manager, we can exclude that. So this is just a bonus for you. So to do that, you just go to the server-side container, because we are going to send these events to GA4. We are not going to stop this because this will help us understand the user interaction. In case you don't want to track this in Facebook Events Manager, you can exclude these. So go to tags and click on the Facebook API tag. Scroll down, click on the triggering and click add exception. Click new trigger here, trigger configuration, and then custom event. So here we are gonna add all these events. For example, video start, scroll, user engagement, video progress. So that is video. So we will actually create regex here. So we will turn on use regex matching, video start, scroll, user engagement, video, video progress, and then what other we have? Video complete. And then we have video complete. So we will exclude these events. So whenever there is an event, this Facebook KPI will not fire, but your GA4 will fire. GA4 will continue to record these events. So this is how you can implement the conversion API using Google Tag Manager and step.io. So once you have verified everything is working here, the next step is you click on overview. And after 15 to 20 minutes, you will be able to see the events here. We will just refresh to see in case any of the event is recorded. So let's see. I'm reloading this page. So in order to get the latest data, so still we don't have any events here. So it will take around 15 to 20 minutes to display the data in here. Once you have the data here, you will be able to see the data coming from the server as well as from the browser, and you can also view the deduplication, if the deduplication is working correctly or not, and if the events are receiving in real time or not. So once everything is done, what you have to do is open the Facebook conversion API tag and remove this test event code here, save this tag, and then publish the container. Skip this, saying like no one is listening. Okay, let's go. And then you have to do the same for the web container as well. Go to web container. It's loading. So in the web's container, you don't have to do anything else. So we will submit this, publish this, everything is done, everything we have tested, everything is working fine. So we are going to submit this. So these changes will go live and your website will start tracking, start recording the data. So in case there are any issues, you can always debug in the preview mode, inside the server preview mode, the browser preview mode, and then you can also debug inside the Facebook test event system. So once you are done, you can simply close these everything. And that's it. You're done implementing the server-side tracking or the Facebook conversion API using Google Tag Manager. In case you have any questions, you can type in the comment section. Thank you.